To extra depth and perspective on a new trend along the border, although the number of migrants trying to enter the U.S. is dropping right now, it's still higher than previous years. However, even more concerning is the number of kids crossing alone. In the El Paso sector alone, 23,000 unaccompanied children were encountered or apprehended. But even more troubling is the number of adults posing as children. The reason? Preferential treatment. Although rare, an adult posing as an adult can have deadly consequences, like one Florida family found out last month.
Within the Border Patrol, there's a reality that we don't always catch 100% of everything.
This is Yuri Medina Ulloa, who came to the U.S. in October. He told agents he was 17 years old, but was actually 24. Agent Joel Freeland tells me adults posing as unaccompanied children is a growing trend. He says transnational criminal organizations tell adult migrants to lie.
They'll encourage and tell people who are crossing to pretend to be unaccompanied children. Some of these people also do that on their own volition, and they choose to act like they're an unaccompanied child.
In fiscal year 2021, agents encountered as many as 559 adults posing as unaccompanied children. And in fiscal year 2022, which started in October, agents have already encountered 55 adults trying to pose as children. Some are obvious, others are not.
And we've had instances of people who are 30 years old pretending to be unaccompanied children.
The reason is simple. The majority of adults are sent back to Mexico under Title 42, a health order to try to keep COVID-19 out of the U.S. Unaccompanied children stay in the U.S. for processing. So the bottom line is the likelihood of them staying in the U.S. is greater if they're unaccompanied children as opposed to adults.
Yes, so unaccompanied children are on a different pathway. So they're going to go to Health and Human Services, Office of Refugee Resettlement.
Unaccompanied children eventually go to a shelter, which was the case with Ulloa. He went to a shelter last year that was sponsored by a family in Jacksonville, Florida in November. Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is now accusing him of murdering his sponsor. Freeland tells me Border Patrol agents question an unaccompanied minor the moment they encounter them at the border. The agents ask the minor's country of origin, then the age. Customs and Border Protection works with Homeland Security Investigations Unit to try to determine the migrant's actual age if they suspect the migrant is lying.
Where it ultimately ends up going is to possible prosecution. So the Assistant United States Attorney's Office works with the Border Patrol, and we prosecute them under 18 U.S.C. 1001, making false statements to a federal officer.
And penalties for lying to a federal officer varies from fines to up to 5 years behind bars. A source within Customs and Border Protection tells me migrants who are trying to pose as children give up their ruse and confess once they hear what the penalties can be.